A warm welcome to all the viewers. In today's session of Tourism and Hospitality Research, we will be discussing about the fourth step of configurational analysis in FSQCA. Now, once we have calibrated the data, as I have showed you in the third step, there is some problem which arises in the calibrated scores. The problem is that those scores which lie on zero point 0.5 level are neither taken to be at the positive side or the negative side of the membership. FSQCA software excludes such cases which lie exactly at zero point 0.5 membership score during the truth table construction. This is because these cases are ambiguous and don't clearly belong to either the set or its complement. Now, the problem arises that should we drop these cases, which will lead to reduction of the data coverage and can also distort analysis, especially if many cases have this intermediate score of zero point 0.5. So what is the solution to this? I'm going to show you a practical solution recommended by Professor Fish in 2011 and how that procedure is executed. Let us check it out. Adding a constant that is 0.001 to calibrated scores. So in FSQCA, the cases that are exactly on zero point 0.5 are dropped from the analysis, the truth table analysis, which makes it difficult to analyze the conditions that are set exactly on zero point 0.5, that is intermediate set membership. This is because these cases are ambiguous and don't clearly belong to either the set or its complement. Dropping these cases reduces data coverage and can distort analysis, especially if many cases have this intermediate score. To overcome this, Professor Fish suggested a solution that we should add a constant of 0.001 to the calibrated scores, which lie below the full membership score of 1. As we know in FSQCA, after the calibration, all the data scores lie within 0 and 1. Now these are the useful references. So let us see how is this procedure conducted. So here we are in our FSQCA software. You see we have calibrated all the variables, the predictor and the outcome variable. Predictor was CFQ, CCA, C denotes calibrated value, food quality, cultural authenticity, service quality, value for money, and the outcome is behavioral intention. So all calibrated scores are there, which have been calibrated by 5th, 50th, and 95 percentile, as I showed you in step number 3. Now, I need to export this data sheet with calibrated scores into Excel so that I can add 0.001 to all these values which are lying below 1. So how to do that? I go to File, Save as CSV Calibrated Datasheet. I have already saved it by this name. So you need to also save it by this name. Like this, you can save it and that will come on your desktop. Now let us go to this datasheet which has been saved in a CSV format with the calibrated scores. So here we are in a datasheet. Now what we need to do? We need to convert these calibrated scores CFQ, CCA, CSQ, CVM and CBI by adding 0.001 to all the scores which are below 1. That small addition to all the fuzzy membership scores below 1 will shift these scores slightly away from the ambiguous zero point 0.5 value. And then we can go ahead with the truth table analysis. So how to do that? You see here, I've already done it for one of the variables, that is CFQ. I named it ACFQ. A means addition of constant, 0.001. So the formula which I used over here is, the condition is if AH2, AH2, this value of CFQ is lesser than 1, then the software should add 0.001 to the value. And if it is not less than 1, it is 1, then it should remain as the original value AH2. So you see here, as AH2 was 0.92 and adding 0.001 makes it 0.921. So after addition of the constant, the value of calibrated CFQ is 0.921. Similarly, I'll apply this formula to all other 4 variables of my study. I just copy this formula, go to the next column, and when I paste this formula over here, I just need to change AH2 to AI2. You see here, I'll change AH2 to AI2 like this to grab the values of AI2, and then I press enter. So now I got the value. You see here, AI2 was 0.5, calibrated score of cultural authenticity. By adding 0.001, it becomes 0.501. Now I just drag it to the last row and I get the values. So like this, I'll get all the values of all my variables with an addition of 0.001 constant, and I'll reduce the risk of losing the important data and missing the precision of fuzzy set scores, as dropping these borderline cases might bias your results or also reduce the sample size which you have collected. Adding a small constant keeps your data intact without substantially altering the membership logic. So I hope the video was quite informative and useful for you, and you will definitely share it with your friends and faculty colleagues. In the next video, we are going to check out how to conduct the truth table analysis in FSQCA software using these corrected scores after the addition of constant 0.001. Thanks for watching and keep watching for more.